Hi everyone, welcome to Art Time with Melissa. Today we're going to make a painting based off an artist named James Rizzi. He made all sorts of adorable, silly little birds. We're going to make one today. Let's jump right in. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a pencil and then I'm going to trace with crayon when I'm happy. You could use Sharpie, you could use anything that won't dissolve with water. Alright, so I'm going to start with a circle for my head. Now I want room for the body, so I'm going to make sure I don't make it too big. So I'm going to have a circle shape for the head, but I'm going to leave a little spot open, and that's so I can add a V for the beak. Then for the body, it's a very swoopy body. So I'm going to start right where the corner of the beak is, and I'm going to swoop around. And then I'm going to start on the far side of the head, and I'm going to swoop to that point. And that creates both the body and the tail. Awesome. So now I think I'm happy enough with the body, and I trust myself to do the rest. Actually, am I happy with the body? I think I'm actually going to make the tail a little taller and make it go just a little less far. Do I like that better? I like that better. See, even artists change their minds and go, maybe I'll change. That's why I love starting with a pencil. All right, I'm going to outline mine, I think in purple. I think that'll be really fun. So I'm going to trace those lines I got started with, my outline. A lot of people do their outline in black, but sometimes you just want to switch it up. Nothing wrong with that. So now I'm going to add a little bump, bump, bump for a wing. I'm going to add 2 lines for the little beak. I'm going to make 2 big circles for the eyes. I'm going to add a few little lines for little hairs, little feathers sticking up. I'm going to do a line for the leg, and then add 2 little lines coming out to make it the little feet. And then if I want, I could add some lines for grass, and I could add maybe some flowers or anything I wanted, really. So if you want your background to have I don't know, maybe a barn or a pond, or maybe you want more birds in the scene, whatever you want to do. There's so many options. And I think I'm going to fill in the pupils with my gray to make them nice and dark. Could also do black, also great. I think we're ready to paint this in. Now I'm using watercolors. Tempera paint would also be awesome if you have it. And one of the tricks is to make sure you're switching which area you're painting so that while one area is drying, you're painting the other. So I'm going to start off with painting the grass. And by just putting some water down on the bottom. And then I'm going to paint some green into it. I like doing water first because I think it spreads really nicely. So sometimes if I'm doing a big area, I'll add water first. And then if I'm happy with where that water went, then I'll add the paint to it. Great. So if I started the sky right now from right here, then the sky would blend really in to the grass. So instead of filling that in next, I'm going to fill in my bird next. So I'm going to paint my bird starting with water, because I like doing this technique. And I'm going to skip the eyes because I want my eyes to be white. But the rest I'm going to paint with water. Good, that's a great start. Now I'll grab some paint. Perfect. This is why I kind of think the purple outline is fun, because purple and yellow are so bright and bold next to each other. Creates a really interesting look. Oh, wonderful. Oh, the dog next door is barking. I wonder if you can hear that. Very cute little puppy. Oh, beautiful. Now, I still think I want to give it another second to dry before I do the sky. So I think I'm going to do, especially while I still have my yellow all wet, I think I'm going to paint inside of my flowers yellow. This time I'm not going to do water first because it's such a little thing to do. And I'm going to paint my flowers. I think, let's do some orange flowers. Orange and yellow are such a nice combination. I still can't get over how silly these little birds look. They're so cute and fun. Get a little more orange to make it darker. And you might notice, if you haven't done a lot of watercolor painting, do you see how my colors look very clean? That's because after each color, I'm making sure I wash my brush before I grab a new one. And then I wipe my brush off on my water cup. If you want to make sure it's even clean, or if you're not sure if you got it clean enough, you can wipe it off on a paper towel to check. All right, I'm going to go back to my bigger brush because I think I'm ready to do blue background. But I'm not going to start with my blue background right next to everything. I'm going to start at my far corner because that gives me lots of space while I'm doing up here for everything else to continue drying. Oh, perfect. Now I'm doing blue sky because it doesn't take much time. But you could do anything. Maybe you're going to take more time than me and there'll be like a rainbow in the sky. Or maybe it's sunset and you're doing all the colors changing in the sky. But I just love this. I like a pretty blue sky and a lovely day. You can see now I'm being very careful to go around my flowers. We don't want it mixing too much. And if I'm still worried about not giving things enough time to dry, I can kind of just try and not touch the bottom yet. If you make a little mistake and it touches a little, well, that's okay. Oh, it's looking great. So that's halfway done with my sky, a little over. Let's do the other side. Oh, you could even do this at night with do a dark blue or black for the background. If you used a white crayon, then you get the little stars in the sky and the moon. If you did that before you started, that could be so cute. I wonder what you're gonna do. Oh, perfect. Oh, well, I'm not gonna raise this up because I don't want it to drip because I want it to let it dry, but that's the basics. I had so much fun painting with you today and I can't wait to see you next one. Take care. Bye.